What's up? And welcome back to my journey from 1100 to 1500 ELO on chess.com in 100 days. We've reached day 31 with my current ELO being 1238, leaving only 262 to go. And this puts me over 100 ELO points gained since I've started doing this series. So I believe that whatever I've been doing has been working. I believe a large part of this is owed to analyzing the games after I'm done, going through them. That's something that I wasn't doing very well before I started this, and it's been paying off. I do also believe that I've been taking more time to think about my moves instead of moving quick, and that's also been helping. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at this game. It was a pretty good game. In this game, I'm playing Mac 1972, and he was rated 1295, I believe, when I started this game. So I realized that there would be a little bit of competition here. So he starts off with e4, and of course I play the Pirc. And after move 6, it's pretty much even here. I see this a lot where the knight comes down and the bishop, and they want to attack on this square here. And in the past, I've just played this move here and had pretty good success. So I decide right here that I'm going to attack in the center. He has 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3. So if he takes first, I'll be in good shape. But he decides to back off. And I decide that the last thing I want is for him to push this pawn down here and have a strong pawn chain right here in the center. So I'll go ahead and take this pawn. It says this was a mistake here. My best move was queen takes d4, which would also put pressure on this knight and force a queen trade. Either way, I play this, and that gives him a 1.1 advantage. And then he plays this great move here. But not really much of a problem. I block it up with this. And then, of course, you know what's coming. This nasty bishop sitting right here on h6. So, got to move the rook out of the way. They say that this was an inaccuracy that gives him a 2.4 advantage. My best move was bishop takes b2. Yeah. Because then I'm threatening the rook. And I actually thought about this move. But it didn't end up happening. So that's two great moves in a row by him. I've been seeing a lot of great moves lately. I guess it's just moving up in the rating. I see them for myself, and I'm starting to see them from other people. And after move 13, he's got a 2.8 advantage. Seems like he's got a pretty good position. I'm fairly uncomfortable. But I'm not really too worried about it. I brought this queen over here. There was a lot of attacking going on. I wanted a little bit of extra support. Problem I'm having here is this this bishop's kind of stuck protecting this pawn. My knight's still back here. My rook's still back here. So I'm not as developed as I'd like to be yet. He's already developed. Got a whole bunch of opening here. So he adds another attacker to this pawn. I decided to get my knight in the game with the intention of bringing it here, making an attack on the queen, and then to here, trying to relieve some of this pressure. But he moves his knight out of there, which is a strange move. Not really sure what his intention was. His best move at this point was queen f4, attacking this square. But either way, he plays this. And after move 17, his advantage has gone down to only 0.4. They say this was an inaccuracy. His best move right here is queen g3. And then I move the knight back. I really want to put pressure on this bishop, and this also frees this pawn from moving, because before it was pinned to the king. The first thing I do is get the bishop out. And now I'm finally ready to push this pawn, which they say is a mistake. My best move at this point was king g7, which I can see. Getting out of the line of fire. I ended up not having this pawn pinned, but later on having this knight pinned to the king. But I pushed this, attacking the knight. And he comes over here. I'm worried about this move. I was, but I don't know why now that I look at it, because this was protecting this. But either way, I come here, which I probably shouldn't have. They say it's excellent. This is a blunder. Why is this a blunder? Say knight. Yeah, knight takes b6, and I lose a piece there. Well, didn't see that, but he didn't see it either, so works out. He missed it, and now I'm up 0.8 on the engine. So now I move my queen over here. You see I got both these bishops eyeing down over here. Wanted to get my queen in the attack. I'm feeling pretty good about this. And this is a blunder. Now he pins his knight to the king. And they say that this is a great move. He can't move. So he puts a little extra attack on this knight. I decide to cover it with the rook. And then he moves his king out of the line of fire. And I take my free knight. And after move 26, I got a 4.3 advantage. I feel like I probably should have played this, because he could. Oh, I guess I could just take that. That'd be a free pawn. So I don't know why. I was worried about this pawn coming down here and attacking my bishop, but I realize now that I could have just took it. I'd really love to have this bishop on this diagonal, but this pawn's pretty much getting in my way. And now I make sure it's going to stay in my way. Alright, so I get my king out of the line of fire. He plays this attack. But at this point, I notice a great move. At least I thought it was great at the time, but after he sees it, and he probably thought it was great at the time too, but after I reviewed it, I realized that he could have pretty easily got out of this move. But the move is this. Reason being, if he takes, checkmate. And without thinking of it much of it at all, he takes, which was a big mistake, and I capitalized on it. So when I first played that move, I thought it was going to end up being brilliant, but I realized that at this point, he could have just moved here, and then I'm not sure how I would. It says my best move now is Queen H5. Rook D5. And it just turns out not as good. But he bid on the trap that I set out. I was hoping he would take it, and he did. And ultimately, I ended up winning the game. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in to this this analysis of my game on day 31. If you enjoyed the videos, please support the channel by subscribing, liking the videos. If you got a video series similar to this, you're chasing a goal on chess.com, be sure to comment that, and I'd like to check out your channel. As I've mentioned previously, I do follow a lot of people doing these roads 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, etc. I find it very encouraging that I'm not the only one doing this, and I appreciate the content. But that's it for day 31. I will see you again on day 32.